honestly, and I'm probably going to get eaten alive for saying this, I feel like a lot of women have forgotten their place. And we live in this inverted world, and I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam. And now it's like trying to undo. It is feminism. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not? I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that decision, I love that for you. Period. But there are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are. And it's all based on survival.
I love when a woman say it, but it goes a lot deeper than that. And unfortunately, the virus is too deeply embedded in our society. And once again, I have to make another video that's going to respond to all of these women who say they want real men back. And you know, I was talking to my daughter the other day, and listen, caveat, you guys are going to get a lot of lessons that I teach my daughters, and hopefully you can learn from this if you have daughters so that you don't set your daughters up for failure. Or I should say, you can protect her from failing. And I told my daughter that yesterday in those exact words. I said, Presh, my job as a father is to make sure that I give you all the inside information about getting a good man. That's my goal. Because in today's environment, men are not stepping up or stepping towards women. And she's just hitting college, but it's a smaller college, so she's not exposed to the amount of men that she saw when she was doing her A-levels or high school. And I've been warning her about that. And I have been making her take note of this from the time she was like 16. I said, you're going to soon see that the amount of men that you're exposed to are going to drop significantly. She's now 19. And I said, your goal is to be married at 24, 25. Try not to get married any later than that, because your chances of actually finding a man that's going to want you in today's environment is going to be much, much more difficult than when mommy and daddy got married. So we're back to that old adage. So my job is to help you gentlemen advise your daughters, advise your friends or ladies. You have to advise your daughters as well, to warn you where we're at in today's environment. And why it's so detrimental today is because AI and technology is taking a lot of jobs that women are doing. So that means if you're single and you're broke, you can't get a job, and you don't have a man, life is going to look pretty dismal still staying in your mama's house when you're 30, 35, 36. And after that, it's pretty much over, man. So all I'm trying to do is to make you guys understand that this is not a joke. Finding a partner is twice as important as finding a job, because no job in today's environment is secure. None. And I'm talking about the majority of the soft skill jobs that women acquire. So make this your job as a woman to find the appropriate man to team up with and do life together. I cannot stress this enough. Hit that like button, please. Subscribe and book a session with me if you need any help, my friends. I'm here for you. So now we're going to go through a series of videos that just to help you ladies understand that there are certain women who have woken up and realized the problem that they're facing. Note the age of these women. These are women who are hitting their early 30s. It's only then that they become wise. So for all of those ladies that are in the 20s, you must see these ladies that are doing these videos as your future and how you should avoid it. Listen to them, okay?
It took me a while to learn this. A lot of women are literally the problem. You see, my whole thing is that I don't think a lot of women understand men did not just wake up one day and start acting the way they do towards women. The reason why men act the way they do is because of the standard we have set. So the same way we have set the standard, we also have the power to restore the standard. How do you restore it? By becoming, not by telling him what he need to do and how he need to become better. I know what some of you ladies are going to say, well, you know, men got to do the work too. It's a two-way street. That is an indication of lack of accountability. It's not in a man's nature to be the nurturer and to be the example of what healing energy looks like. It's yours. Listen, y'all are beginning to piss me off. Y'all want them to provide, protect, pay all the bills, and be the nurturer and the healer? Y'all want them to do all of that? Do y'all not realize like how large of a responsibility that is?
Yeah, there lies the problem. A woman wants a man to do everything, take all of her problems away from her so that she could coast through life, just relaxing. Pop out a few kids? Yeah, but he also has to come home and take care of those kids. Yeah, she can do a little job. That's what she wants. In reality, ladies, this is a two-way street. And second, please don't look at marriage as a way to have a soft life. Listen, marriage isn't a way to get a soft life. Listen to this again. Marriage is like a security blanket. You still got to do work. You still got to go to work. You still got to take care of kids. He has to do the same thing. Both of you are doing life as if you were single. It doesn't get easier. Yes, it's different, but it doesn't get easier. This is the problem that I find with a lot of you ladies, man. You all think that once you get married that the man should just take every single bit of stress away from you. That is not a marriage. That's some fairy tale bullshit. The only thing a marriage does for both parties is that if one falls, trips, stumbles, there is the other party involved that could help them get through the hard time. If you're single, you have no one. I just want you to think about it like that. That is purpose of marriage number one. Purpose of marriage number two is that if you have a desire to reproduce your biology, in other words, have a child, you have someone that could share the responsibility of providing security for that child. That's it. So, all I'm asking you ladies to do not get your expectations any higher than that when you are requiring something from a man. That's it. Do not go any higher than that. Because in both of those cases, you have won. Now, I don't know where this expression come from about the bare minimum. I don't know where this stupid expression come from, the bare minimum. But in reality, you should never expect anything else except that of which I just described. That's it. If you want to call that the bare minimum, that's totally up to you. But I can tell you, that's all you should expect. Everything else is just some cream on top, sprinkles on that sundae or that ice cream. You get someone to help protect, provide, and secure you through to the end of your life. Someone who has love for you. Because understand this one thing about why you need a man to love you. Love in itself is a way of giving. If the man doesn't love you, he will not put his life on the line for you. You're not his DNA. He'll put his life on the line for a kid, but he's not going to put his freaking life on the line for you because who are you? He has to love you for that to occur, right? Because think about it. If he was on the street and a random woman was getting mugged or being attacked, you would not want your man to jump in and try to help that woman just in case he got hurt and you're left without a man, or worse, you're left with a man who's lame that you now are almost obligated to take care of. You wouldn't want that. You only want that man to protect you. In other words, that mental shift has to occur with the man. But then, ladies, you have to ask yourself, what should I provide this man so that he could love me? And listen, it's not that little wet little pink hole that you have. It's not that. That has to come from somewhere else. Now listen to this fine young lady here. Now this is the nightmare we got to look at.
You're not a loser because you make $50,000 a year before taxes. You're a loser because despite all of the effort women have put in the last 5 years on this app trying to explain to you what they want in a partner, you still go on the internet finding other losers that you would rather listen to about what women want. We have created maps, diagrams, graphs to help the horse get to the fucking water. But because you would rather value what other men say what women want over what we say we want, you're lonely and a loser.
They're losers because they didn't listen to you. Does listening to you guarantee them the results that they're looking for?
Now, this woman is going to give her a piece of her mind, but this is the kind of crap women are out there pouting and shouting from the rooftops. Now, if you watch my video where Alexander Grace and I broke down why women do this whole shit with the man hating, listen, it's not levied towards men. This is her trying to get clout from other women. That's the short synopsis. But I would encourage you to go and watch this video here. I'll flash the thumbnail here and then I will link it at the end of the video so you can watch it afterwards. But it's very enlightening. But I'm now going to make this young lady just break it down for you, okay?
They're losers because they didn't listen to you. Does listening to you guarantee them the results that they're looking for? Or do they get the results from listening to these other men? Women say they know what they want. They speak out about what they want. Great. But when it comes to following through and actually seeing that work out, it doesn't happen that way. Not only that, but I've noticed a lot of the advice that women give to men about dating gets the men used or taken advantage of. Oh, give her money, buy her extravagant gifts, give her flowers constantly. And then what? She gets the ick? She friend zones you? He wanted a relationship, not to go into the friend zone. And oftentimes when men listen to women for dating advice, he's getting advice from someone that doesn't have a deep understanding of what men realistically go through in relationships. Because we don't see these videos full of empathy and understanding towards men. Because a lot of ladies don't have an understanding of the struggles that men deal with. They invalidate them immediately. They see it as a competition. Oh, women have it harder all the time. And you think that you're going to be in the best position to give these same men advice about what you want. When's the last time you dated the man that was doing all of those things? I could also argue that a lot of women want a man to lead because they see that as part of being masculine. So if he's doing everything that you say and listening to you without thinking for himself, that's not him leading. That's you leading. And then you get resentful because you feel like you have to control everything when he never even wanted that.
Oh, she said everything that I would have told you. But I'm hoping you ladies heard it from another woman so that it sort of sinks in a lot better. The idea that a woman should tell a man what she wants and then expects to get it and then respect the man after that? Women don't respect simps. That's why you should watch my video. Do not give woman everything she wants. It's a recipe for disaster. You see, women have no clue how hard it is to make money and how expensive things are, right? I just want to give a breakdown of a man who makes $1.5 million a year living in New York City, okay? Just listen to how much he gets to take home. Now, please understand the average income in the U.S. is around $45,000 for a man, okay? So just want you to understand there's a massive difference between $45,000, even $50,000 to $1.5 million a year. Listen to this shit.
$5 million salary looks like in New York City. So if someone makes $1.5 million, you don't take home all that money.
Correct. You probably take home, if I had to guess, $900K.
Okay, we'll see. Federal tax. Guess how much it costs?
If you live in New York City, that's a huge one. I'm going to say it's 30% of your salary.
Okay, roughly 33%. It's $506,470.
So already you're not a millionaire.
Correct.
That's stupid.
Next is state tax. This is the last one I'll have you guess.
Okay, I'm going to say 5% of your salary.
I can't do the math off my head. I think it's closer to 10 to 15. State tax is $143,978.
Jesus.
Then you have city tax. $57,705.
They have a city tax there?
They have a city tax to live in New York City.
That's why why don't you just live in Jersey City?
Next, you have Social Security, which is $10,918. Then you got to pay for Medicare, which is $33,450. Paid family leave, it's a fraction. It's only $355.
Still, it's money.
That comes to a total tax percentage of 50.2%, which is $752,876.
So you're making less than half of the money that you earned that year.
Correct. The money you earned that year, your net income would be $747,124.
Yeah. So I just want you to break it down like this, ladies. 50% of the man's entire energy output for him to produce that sort of money, 50% is given to the government automatically. That's just it. Now, of course, if you make less than that, you don't have to pay that much in taxes. But it is a significant amount. Now, of course, if you're in that tax bracket, the kind of rent that you would have to pay for a New York apartment or a home in the city. So we haven't talked about either a mortgage payment or rent payment, utilities, food, outing, car, because with that type of money, you got to get a nice car. All of those things, nice car, leasing or buying it, then the insurance on that car. God forbid if you have 2 kids and then a demanding wife who sees that you're making a lot of money, By the time you turn around, man, that money is finished. So you think that you want a high value man? The reality and what I'm trying to get across to you is women have no idea how hard it is to make money. That is an extremely high earning man. $1.5 million puts you in the 0.01% of a man. So ladies, you have to ask, are you a 0.01 of a woman? Most women are not. So all I'm asking you ladies is just be careful of your demands.
The problem now, men is not crying. They running through their emotions and just running through, not facing stuff.
Well, that's incorrect. This is why you need guidance, because someone that cries, that means that they don't have the ability to have control of their emotions. So you saying that that's the problem with men nowadays? No, the problem with men nowadays is that they're more emotional. An emotional man ends up in prison. An emotional man would steal something. An emotional man will punch you in the face for saying something maybe that he doesn't like because it triggered his emotion. An emotional man will be hitting a woman.
Hiding it inside, shoving it down,
crying and letting it out.
When you let it, this is very simple. When you let it out, they go to prison. When you let it out, they shoot up a school. When you let it out, they steal. That's when they let it out. You're looking at it all wrong. The emotional, intelligent person gets things done, acts a certain way, despite how they feel.
See, this is the problem. Women have this idea that a real man is a man who freaking just let it all hang out emotionally. That is not emotional intelligence. They focus a lot on the word emotional, but they don't realize the second word is intelligence. Intelligence literally says you use your freaking brain to know when to control those emotions, when to apply them, when you should laugh out loud, when you should cry and where, when you should express yourself where you won't be penalized or destroyed for it, where you won't be blackmailed because you express your emotions to her one day. Intelligence will tell you, don't do that. Intelligence will tell you, don't slap this woman now that she's screaming at you in public because you will go to jail. Do not freaking pop a cap in some guy that cuts you off in traffic because you can open carry in your car. That's emotional intelligence. Women have this idea that, oh, you got to let it out, let it out. This is a lack of intelligence. If you cannot identify that emotional intelligence means what I just told you, you're not that intelligent. But they love these little buzzwords that pop into their head to try to bring men down. Whew, it's frustrating as hell, man.
And why is it that so many men want an independent, self-sufficient woman but appear to be threatened by her strength?
Oh, can I just say this too? How are you in a relationship and you independent? That don't even make sense. Nope. You're interdependent. Interdependent. And in that interdependentness, I think what you're talking about is the energy. So this is what I would say. No heat, no judgment. As women, accomplished women, we have to learn the distinction between testosterone and lady balls. Some women move in testosterone, which is very aggressive, not assertive. It's aggressive, it's combative. It can be downright disrespectful for a woman to be walking in testosterone. But lady balls, lady balls are different. Lady balls, you know how to make him want you to be interdependent. Lady balls, he wants you to go because he's waiting for you to come back. Lady balls, they very different. Testosterone, lady balls.
All right, I can't play the rest of that. Why you had to use such an analogy? Lady balls. Lady balls. There's no such thing as freaking lady balls. The word is feminine. freaking feminine. Why can't you just give women the title that they should be using? Why the asshole they need to have lady balls to describe femininity? You need to be feminine. But you can't tell a woman she needs to be feminine. You can't tell a woman these days she needs to be soft and submissive and agreeable. Lady balls. If someone look at my woman and say, yeah, she got lady balls, I would punch the shit out of them. Let me know what you guys think, because am I going over the top? Am I? You want your woman to have lady balls?
Black women are the dumbest group in America. They're literally train crash outs. All of their ideology is backwards, and everything that they believe in is dysfunctional. These are the defenders of the dysfunction and the chaos. They encourage it. And you know that because look at Texie Red. They allow her to sell booty hole brown and gonorrhea lip glosses. Disgusting. And then they get all these degrees to still come out broke, alone, and in debt. Not to mention they let the government convince them to destroy their children and to go against the very men that are put here to protect them. And this is why they fall for every scam that the government push. Feminism, abortion, birth control. They even fell for the scam that they're the smartest group in America. You are not the most educated. You are the most indoctrinated. Congratulations. And you talk so much about your degrees, and black men still make more money than you and raise better children than you. Amazing. And you know what? The solution is just very simple.
She said it. I didn't. She said it. I mean, this is where we're at, unfortunately, in the black community. Because I don't see a lot of women who are representing black America in the female space en masse that are teaching women how to be successful at growing a nuclear family. I don't see it.
I hate when y'all say, I'm not doing wifely duties for a man, and it just be cooking. What? Since when does wifely duties begin and end in the kitchen? We're talking about cooking? We're not talking about praying for a man, reminding him about annual checkups, sewing that hole in his pants that he ripped at work, reminding him that his car insurance is due on the 15th. We're not talking about none of that.
We talking about practice.
We're just talking about cooking. If you have a sentimental attachment to cooking, I'm not talking about y'all. But if you're just doing it out of spite because you still ain't got a ring, that's no bueno. I'm talking about that woman who act like she can't make that man a plate of her shrimp Alfredo because that's wifely duties. Well, what about the husband duties? What if that man decided, you know what? I don't want to pay for everything. I don't want to stand on the outside of the curb in case a car jumps the sidewalk and hits both of us. It's an intruder in the middle of the night, and I don't want to protect you because that's husbandly duties. He gonna do all that for a girl who can't even make him a plate of her Alfredo? Some women will tell you they do not want to do wifely duties, but expect their man to do husband duties. Reciprocate. You have to be willing to do one to get the other. I say this with love and a hit dog going holler. A majority of the women who I see complaining that they don't want to cook for a man because it's wifely duties are women who can't cook. Once you get the flick of the wrist, you don't you don't.
Okay. I stand corrected. There's a sister who gets it. There's a sister who gets it. Whew. Can I find another one? Can I find another one that would lay it down like that? Let me see.
Of a group of white girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. We'll find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office though.
I think I'm accepting the fact that black men don't like black women I think I'm understanding and accepting that right now. They don't like us. In every other race, they see us like a fantasy. The black women that have their black man, I'd be so happy. I thank God. I'd be so happy. Like, look at them. It looks so beautiful. And the black men I come across, they just don't like us. There's always something wrong with us. And they never see what, we can never be fucking good enough. I'm done dating. Like, the dating shit, I'm cool.
All right. She was almost there. Understand this one thing, my dear. When you said they don't like us, I just want you to imagine for a second, my dear. You walk into the food court and there's a whole bunch of different stalls. You got black food, Asian food, you got white people food, Indian food, you got all of these different types of food. And in front of all of them, there's those little tasters, with the toothpick. And you're a black man and you pick up one of the tasters and you taste it. And you're like, got a bad aftertaste to it. No, it never hit. But you go, you know what? Hey, man, it's my people. I'm going to support my people. I'm going to eat there at that restaurant again. I'm going to try it again. Maybe it was just a bad day. And you pick up another piece. You tried it again, a little different flavor. One was barbecue. This one is, honey roast, whatever. You taste it. Same shit. Same result. You did that 2 or 3 times. At some point, lady, the man is going to say, I don't like that freaking food. So the man has all of these other choices. And all of those other restaurants are calling, come, sir, to come. Hey. Every single freaking flavored food is available. Passport bro. Philippines, Thailand, Mexico, Colombia, everywhere else in the world. Guess what? That man can try that food anywhere else in the freaking world. Your restaurant says, I ain't changing shit. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm going to make my food the way I want to make my food. You think the other men around the world are going to look at your food and say, hey, I want some of that food as well? The reputation's already out there that food is bad. So when you say the black man don't like us, you have to understand that is what has happened. You are the only ones now that can say, hey, you know what? We need to change our recipe. We need to start selling something different because nobody's eating at this restaurant. And all the food in here is going rotten.
The reason why men act the way they do is because of the standard we have set. So the same way we have set the standard, we also have the power to restore the standard. How do you restore it? By becoming, not by telling him what he need to do and how he need to become better.
Every night we're throwing out food that's 40, 50 years old. That's done. Yeah, that's done. Oh, we got to throw that out. Oh, that's done. Oh, that 30-year-old food, that's out. Boom, boom, boom. And then you bring in a whole new batch. But guess what? The second it comes in, same flavors you put in it, put it out, no one wants it. Have I made a good enough analogy right there? Men are the buyers, lady. You make yourself available the best you can. You get dressed up, you put on a fake wig, you freaking put on the damn nails. Men have told you many times, we don't need that shit. But no, you got to eat this food. On BBLs, on freaking 10 pounds of makeup. Oh, look, I like that hair over there the white girl's wearing. I'm going to put on some of that on my hair. Oh, look, the Colombians. Oh, the Brazilians. Oh, they got the big fake butt. Let me try that shit. Men have been telling you from day one, we want our natural food. We like a regular seasoning. You don't have to go and buy seasoning from any other country. We have our natural seasoning. Keep that shit on there. But no, you got to go freaking buy seasoning from other places, mixing it up in your... No. Black men have been telling black women what they want, and black women just will not freaking give men what they want.
See, my problem is I'm educated, but I don't want none of those things that those other women be talking about when it comes to a man. I don't want no real man. I don't. I want a man with a little prejudice and a little gender bias. I want a man who His idea of coming home and relaxing is, oh, he done just got off work. He done had a long day. He finna come home, take his shoes off, take a shower, come rest up. He looking for his plate and he want to sit down and drink a beer and watch the game, catch up on the news, or actually play the game. That's my idea of a man who want to go sit in the man cave and, you know, he ain't really on the phone. He ain't talking to nobody too much. Everybody calling him. He just got to answer the phone. He taking time out with his friends and he already know I'm not going to argue with him about whether or not I need to put on some clothes because this is my house, and whether or not he need to be able to go out with his friends and talk, or whether they can come in the house and I go into the other room. He ain't rationalizing and reasoning with women all the time. He heard what I said. He ain't give a damn about what I said. He wasn't trying to argue with me about what I said because he don't give a really damn about what I said because I'm just a woman. You get what I'm saying? I'm probably on my period. He don't know. I probably had a bad day. My mama probably made me mad. That's the type of man I want.
And there we go. I stand corrected. There are a few black women that understand how this shit works. All right, my friends, listen. I think the lesson is very clear today. I hope you all learned something. And hey, that's what I'm here to do, my friends. Book a session if you need any help with your relationship. If you're struggling with anything at all, whether it's your YouTube channel, whether it's your business, whether it's your relationship, your marriage, etc., I'm here for you. Okay? So my friends, until tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.